Hey everyone, in this video I'll be telling you about beginner weapons. This is a continuation from my last video, so if you haven't watched it, watch it first. Just before this video begins, I quickly need to add in something that I left out in the last video about farming. Anyways, so basically another method of farming is pushing the minecart, wagon or fuel tank in campaigns. So yeah, that gives you a bit of money. Right, so when I ended the last video I had advised for you to go for the Remington 700, which is displayed as R700 in the shop. So we will be picking off from there. Anyways, I would pick the Remington as soon as possible and swap from the Stair and Tin Pot to Remington and Stair. The Remington is very good for medium to long range, but isn't good up close, so use your Stair when enemies begin getting closer to you. It does 105 damage to the body and 210 damage to the head. It also can have 5 bullets loaded at a time, and without the aid of armors it can be reloaded 2 times, so you have 15 shots before you need to reload an ammo table. If you have a tablet, you should try using it on it. This is because the game will aim for you, so that means that you can just go onto the top of a roof of a building while bringing an ammo bag and a tactical 1 vest and just effortlessly kill zombies without having to aim or anything. Another primary weapon is a Scorpion. I would not recommend buying this unless you want all the guns or something. This is because the Scorpion runs out of ammo very fast and is a lot less practical than other available options. Next we have the double barrel shotgun. Now when I was a noob at the game and I had just started playing, I picked the double barrel shotgun as my first weapon. At the time it was a better option than the Remington because you could only load 1 bullet into the Remington at a time, but now that the Remington has been buffed to hold multiple bullets, I would go for that instead. The double barrel shotgun needs to reload way too often and isn't very useful most of the time. The Colt Python is a semi-automatic with 6 shots. It can be reloaded 2 times. In my opinion, it is a lot worse than the Stair because despite the fact that the Colt Python does more damage per shot, the Stair can hold a lot more ammo, and also the Stair does more total damage. Next is the M93R. For the longest time this was known as the hands down worst primary in the game, but it had received a few buffs recently, and the biggest one was changing it from a primary to a secondary. Personally, I don't like burst, so I'm not a huge fan of this weapon, but it is similar to the Colt in that I'd say that the Stair is better than it. Next we have the MAC-10, and this gun blew me away when I used it for the first time. It is a primary submachine gun that cost 5,500 gold. It is much better than the Scorpion and it is cheaper. If you want this gun, I would recommend the extended stock attachment and the extended magazine attachment so that you can boost your accuracy and get 5 more bullets in a clip. I will definitely be using this gun instead of the Remington now because it is easy and a ton of fun to use. Okay, on to the beginner's melees, excluding the Tin Pot since I talked about it in the first episode. Let's start with the shovel. In my opinion, the shovel's pretty shit. It's like the Tin Pot if it costed more and did more damage at the expense of more energy. But the main use of the Tin Pot is low energy attacks, so it's quite useless. Maybe if you wanted to be funny you could use it, but I don't know who would find it very funny. Okay, so about the lead pipe, it's like a buffed Tin Pot in that it does significantly more damage and has a pretty useless blinding mechanic, but whatever, it's something. And it still doesn't consume much energy, however it does cost a fair bit, and by the time you can afford it, I think there will be better things to save for. The fire axe is alright. It does a lot of damage, but it takes up a lot of stamina and its attack speed is slow. I think that because normal zombies can upgrade their health to more than the fire axe damage can do, it becomes almost useless, so it's not worth using. Now onto armors, starting with the life vest. The life vest isn't that good, however it is very cheap, so it's definitely worth it. It provides you with 15 health on the expense of $5, which you can make up by killing at least 1 zombie. It's not really worth using in my opinion because there are better options. The fire vest is the next armor. It is basically the same as the life vest except it costs $25 more and it makes you immune to flames. I really like this armor and I use it on my main, which might be an issue considering that I'm close to rank 60, but I've used it for like the whole time I've played and it has been useful, so I'd say it's quite good. Finally, for the beginner's armors, we have the tactical one. It gives 30 health and an extra clip for your guns. It also costs $75. This armor is quite good if you're using a lot of ammo, however it costs more than the other two armors, so it will be more difficult to pay off each round. I'd recommend using this once you can get a better kills each game before you die, therefore you are still making a profit. Finally, we're on to items, starting with the grenade. The grenade is a throwable item where you pull out the pin and then you can hold it for a couple seconds before you throw it. But if you throw it for too long, if you hold it for too long, sorry, then you will explode. It does 200 damage, so um, you're probably fucked if you explode. And it can also be found in the little health packs around the maps. Next is the Molotov. It's basically you just throw it and then wherever it impacts will be set on fire for a couple of seconds. You can also burn yourself if you touch the fire. It can also be found in the boxes as well. Vitamins are like consumable item where you click and then your health will go up to 100% health, but then it will slowly go down back to the amount of health that you had once you consumed the vitamins. So use it when you are like desperately needing to heal quickly, but don't use it if you are low and you have a med kit and you're safe at the moment. The pipe bomb is basically a grenade, except it doesn't blow up in your hand because you don't need to pull the pin out because there is none. And also, it cannot be found in boxes and it attracts zombies to it. But the thing is about the pipe bomb is like 90% of the time, once you throw it, everybody just shoots all the zombies that are being attracted to your pipe bomb. So it blows up. The style grenades, I don't know how to pronounce it, but they can be found in boxes. You can also buy them, of course, and they're basically just a grenade that explodes on impact. So yeah. Finally, the defibrillators are an item where if somebody is killed, you can bring them back to life, but they'll be on like 20 HP. These can also be found in supply boxes, but only if you're on a beginner server though. Sorry for the long wait for this video. I've just been working on other videos, being the Halloween one, the Christmas one, and then there was one other I made. I think it was on Q Clash or something. But yeah, hopefully, I can make more or something. Yeah, poggers. End of the video. Boom.